Another school shooting in America. The latest scene of bloodshed and sorrow is Abundant Life Christian School. That's a private K through 12 school in Madison, Wisconsin. A law enforcement source tells CBS News that a 17-year-old female student opened fire today, killing a teacher and another teenage student.
Yep, it happened again. 1 week before Christmas, a 17-year-old female decided to go into the school she attended with the firearm to hurt and kill people. When will anti-gun politicians learn that schools need to be protected at any cost? Because you cannot stop someone from getting a firearm, even a 17-year-old kid.
The shooter was later found dead in the school. Right now, 2 critically wounded students are fighting for their lives in the hospital, while 4 others are being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. President Biden called the shooting shocking and unconscionable, but it is part of a uniquely American epidemic. Guns are the leading cause of death of children, teens, and young adults in this country. CBS's Charlie DeMar leads us off tonight from a family reunification center in Madison. And Charlie, what's happening there now?
Nora, an incredibly emotional day for so many here in Madison, Wisconsin. Right now, police say the focus remains on reunifying students with their families, and that's what's been going on at this medical center for much of the day as investigators search for a motive.
Got a call coming in at Abundant Life Christian Church that's advising someone was shot.
9 days before Christmas.
I've got 2 medics and Engine 5 assigned.
Copy. Let's make this an active shooter incident.
Police say a teenager opened fire at Wisconsin's Abundant Life Christian School, killing at least 1 teen student and a teacher.
Today truly is a sad day for Madison and for our country.
Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes.
6 other people were injured. 2 students are now in critical condition in the hospital, and these injuries are considered life-threatening injuries. The shooter was dead upon our arrival, police department arrival, and no officers fired their weapons.
CBS News has learned the shooter carried a 9mm pistol, the motive unknown. The school has more than 300 students, ranging from kindergarten to 12th grade. Bethany Hyman's daughter attends the school.
It was a traumatic experience that I had to get here as soon as possible, as close as I possibly could. I know that my daughter is safe from what I've heard.
Dave Wagner is the former principal.
I know that my heart grieves beyond words with them. I know the principal. I know several of the teachers. They're going to be impacted for their life by the tragedy of this day.
This was the nation's 39th school shooting this year that has resulted in deaths or injuries. And Saturday marked 12 years since 20 first graders were gunned down at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Madison now is the latest city to bear the burden.
I'm feeling a little dismayed now. So close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim. And these types of trauma don't just go away.
And yes, I blame politicians because they're the ones who believe a sign at a school that says this is a gun-free zone is going to protect our children. They're the ones who want less police officers. They're the ones who want more counselors and therapists. And we all know that is not the solution. But the solution is there are thousands of military veterans in this country, many who have young children that go to these schools. They would guard these schools for free to ensure the safety of our children and the staffs at the schools. But the politicians don't want to hear it because, God forbid, a child sees someone with a firearm. Oh, they're going to have nightmares? Are they going to think that that person is out to get them? No, these people will be at these institutions to make the children feel safe. Not just military veterans, retired police officers, and I'm pretty sure there are many highly qualified companies in this country who offer armed security services where their officers are trained and trained well. But you can't tell an anti-gun politician that, especially an anti-gun politician who owns a firearm, similar to Kamala Harris, but she's a has-been, so we won't talk about her. How many more of these shootings do we have to see? This one occurring 1 week before Christmas. So now everyone in that school, adults and children, are traumatized. They witnessed something they will never, ever be able to forget. And it's all because of weak elected officials who are afraid of their own shadows, who refuse to understand that these institutions are soft targets. Elementary school, middle school, high school, and college and beyond. Anyone who wants to do harm to a large number of people know that those are the places to go, because politicians don't care about our kids. Oh, they preach and they'll get at the podium and they'll tell you our kids need to be protected, and then they turn around and do nothing about it. And yes, a lot of schools have school resource officers, but these officers most likely are in charge of more than one school. They cannot be everywhere at the same time. So it's my belief, if this school, a Christian school mind you, had armed security, armed officers, this incident would not have happened. Now, are we going to find out what the motive was behind this 17-year-old girl's actions? Probably not. After all, it was a Christian school. And if you recall, not long ago, there was a mass shooting at a Christian school in Tennessee. And the shooter had pages and pages of information of reasons why they were going to do this. And they did not want to release it. And to this day, only bits and pieces have come forward. But if you also recall, we know everything about Luigi Mangione, the one who was charged with killing the United Healthcare CEO. So what is behind all of this? Why is it that they withhold information from the public? And why is it that politicians refuse to protect our children? A sign that says this is a gun-free zone is not and will never be the answer. Our children need to be safe. Our teachers need to be safe. And it's up to local politicians and federal politicians to make that happen. So forget your anti-gun stance, your anti-police stance. If you have children and you love them, don't you want them protected? Any politician who is against an armed officer being at every school in this country needs to be removed from office, because they are a danger to society. They are the reason our young people are getting hurt and killed today by lunatics with firearms. And it's obvious the 17-year-old had a firearm. Was it in the house? Nobody knows, and we'll probably never know. But the bottom line is this: anyone can get a firearm at any time. So the strictest gun laws on the books will not prevent it. Stop the nonsense and put armed officers in every school in this country, no matter what the cost.